What is up, Winnie team? Today I'm making a video because I've just had the day of dreams. It's still happening, it's still going on, and yes, I've been making a lot of deep videos, so I wanted to take some time to just tell you guys about a really good day that I just had. So it is a Monday. Okay, it is a Monday, which is my admin day. I decided when I started working for myself when I was in London, that Monday is always going to be my admin day because it's the day that everybody else starts work. And for me, I want that to be the day that I can use however I want with my time. And so everything else is scheduled Tuesday and beyond, including Sunday, excluding the Sabbath, right? So I'm here on my Monday and, well, I'm helping this lady that I met because I know her from other reasons, but the reason why I actually started to know her more is because I was teaching her sons last year. And she showed me that she has a business, a hair business. And I was like, you need to be on social media. I said to her, like, you need to be doing social media. And the last time that I saw her, when I left for Italy, this time last year, I said to her, but when I come back, you better have a video. Now, we didn't see each other again until like maybe 6 weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, because it was heavy on my heart. I resolved within myself then. I was like, what she's doing is so incredible. When I get back at some point, I'm going to go and find her and I'm going to go and tell her, listen, you need to get on social media. So I go to meet her and we're just talking, and then she's kind of looking at me like, why are you here? And I just blurted it out. I was like, well, you need to be on social media. Like, what do we need to do? And then she was like, really? This is an answer to prayer? I've been praying to the Lord for months that I need help with this. And I was like, and so it all started anyway. Fast forward to today, she's already established on TikTok and Instagram. And now we also started YouTube Shorts today. So I went over there. So I started my day filming my own videos. I actually woke up in the worst mood. I actually didn't sleep basically last night, but I always know the nights when I don't sleep, it's always a night where I don't know, something's just good's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The devil's trying to throw me off. And I'm like, oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna work even harder today. Right? That's how I do it. I've said that many times at this point. So I record my videos, and I've recorded all these videos. I recorded so many videos this morning. I already did my lesson planning for the week on the weekend because I anticipated that I was going to be out this Monday. Also, I went to a rock concert on Saturday where I lost my phone because I went to support the guy that is producing my song. We're going to come back to that story in a bit because that was also amazing. So I make my videos and I'm feeling a million, and I'm like, cool, uploaded. I messaged her, I was like, hey, I can be there in an hour. Go down there, it's very beautiful. I'm obviously taking photos of the nature, and nature's just naturing. I think because of all the rain, like all the like trees and like literally the bushes, everything is like taller than me. Like all the trees and the bushes and all these places that I was walking in like the winter, it's all taller than me right now. So I'm walking, you know, like whatever, I get to her house and we finish editing the videos that we were doing a couple of days ago. She then posts 2 videos. She posts 3 videos, records 4 videos. Now, I want you to understand that she has an actual product. She's doing actual things. She's not just talking like me. And then she was getting all these views, like hundreds of views. And she's got her nieces staying with her who are like in their 20s like me. So we're all just gelling and meddling and whatevering together. We're playing music. I bought my beads because she was one of the first people and only people to notice this, my ring. Now, I actually made this. So she was like, yeah, your ring, it's so nice. And I was like, she was like, can you make me one? She asked me before. And I was like, wow, somebody finally noticed because I think it looks so cute. Like, I know it's not like loads of really fancy, but I made this myself. And yeah, and I've only been wearing rings that I made myself on YouTube for at least a year now. And no one has commented on my rings. So I was chuffed when she saw that. So I bought my beads because I was like, maybe the girlies want to have a time. So we were like doing the beads with the girlies, watching Scandal, you know, a bit of Olivia Pope. Gotta love you some Olivia Pope, you know. And if you know, you know. And she was like editing and I was just helping her because like it's so crazy to me because I've said to you guys, this is the second time this year. It's now going on the 3rd after today, where I've just met somebody and I've just like felt overwhelmingly like I need to like do whatever it takes for you to like feel comfortable in content creation. And it's crazy because I'm telling them about editing and adding music and stuff. And they're adding videos, they're doing captions and all sorts of things that I don't do in my videos. that's the joke of it. But I know that like the amount of skills I have is enough to get them started. You know, I'm just a catalyst. All I am in this season is a catalyst. Like I do with the kids, I always use this as a way to remind them what a catalyst is, which is like, I just help start the reaction, make the reaction happen at a faster rate, but the reaction was already going to happen. Like with the kids, I've noticed, I have a theory that if a lot of people, if you left them with certain problems for long enough, eventually, if you let them think logically and like keep trying, eventually they'll get there. I'm just a catalyst, like, because we don't have as long as you might need. So I might just, you know, push in this direction. Also, I just encourage people. So that was one of the other things we're having a discussion about between us, the girlies. We're talking about how, you know, it's jealous people and how it's so stupid to be jealous and how nice it is to be talking with people that all want to see you win and who aren't scared to see you shining. And I just love it because I love, like, for me, I am not, when I say to you guys that winning is for everybody, I truly believe it. Like, I love watching people who are good at what they do. And I love to just like, you know, like when you sit in the sunshine and it's nice to just feel the shine of the sun on you. That's how I feel about people. That's why I love to encourage people and I love to watch people's dreams happen. Because for me, I'm just in awe and I'm just like, wow, it is beautiful to like feel your shine. And I just love it. And it really rejuvenates me, refreshes me. And it really honestly is my favorite thing ever to do. Like I could do this forever. For me, this for me would be forever. If I could be helping people live their dreams forever, that's all that I want to do. And that's why I started my creative arts company when I was living in London. That's exactly what I did. I was like, I want to see people's dreams come true. So for me, it was just amazing. So yeah, then the other girl, she was cooking. We're talking about how much we both love cooking. And I was like, finally, I found somebody who loves cooking the way that I do. And she was like, I would cook all day if I could. I was like, me too. Me too. I love cooking. She was like, the only thing is I don't like cooking for just myself. I want to cook for like loads of people. I was like, me too. Me too. Like the fact that I only get to cook once a day, because I only eat one meal a day, long story. Trust me, even that is a lot for me because I'm running off the Holy Spirit energy, if you can tell. So I'm like, finally. And so we got to go into, and she could see she was loving it. She was cooking and I was just there living in her shine. I was just like, you go off, queen. Like and her food was amazing. Her food was amazing. And I was just loving that for her. And, you know, and then we got to talking about how, like, I was telling her how I watch every single type of food content. And that is the number one thing I watch. And she was like, me too. And I was like, we both watch like everything. I be watching literally everything, you guys. I watch what I eat in a day. I watch how people who want to lose weight, people who want to gain weight, people doing 75 hard. I watch what they're eating in every single place of the world. Anywhere that can see what people are eating and when in any context. I watch what people are eating when they go on a cruise, what people are eating when they're in the airport. What do people eat when they're on a road trip? What do people eat for lunch at work? And then again, all over the world, what are people's favorite snacks? What are people's intolerances? What are people's this, that, and the other? What are the cultural things? Why did this culture use this form of cooking for that? And why did that culture use that form of cooking for this? I do everything. I love to see how people cook with things that are canned and can be kept forever. I like to see how people cook things that are freshly out from whatever. I love it all. I like to see what the vegan people are eating. I like to see what the carnivore people are eating. I like to see whatever somebody is eating. I want to see and I want to know. I watch the most fanciest chefs making the most obnoxious meals down to the most basic meals of people that basically don't even know how to cook. And so we were having a whale of a time having a discussion about food and how we love cooking for people and how we're both gutted that we don't have enough people to cook for, you know? And I was like, right? And so that was amazing. And then we go on to all have a meal together, right? At some point at the dinner table. It's probably been like 19 years since I sat and had a meal at a dinner table, like as a family, like that, like in that type of family setting. Because the last time actually I would have was when I was in Italy with my friend and her family. And it's so nice. Like I remember when me and my family used to do that when I was like super young, and I remember it so well because I was so happy. I remember just looking around and thinking, wow, life is so good, when I was like 8 or 9 or whatever. And so we had dinner at the table with the ladies' sons, the ones who I both taught, and they're like classic brothers. And they were 1 year apart. They both are currently doing exams and whatever. So then we did all of that. So then we had our content creation day. We planned what we were going to do going forward. She's got more videos she's going to record now. And then even though they stuffed me with extra food because I'm the guest, then we also made plans for more content creation, but I don't want to give away stuff, right? And then she gave me off with some fruit. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for this fruit. Because when I'm like, it's the middle of the morning, because my days are really strange, right? So what's going to happen now that I finish my day? If this was a work day, it would be the exact same. When I finish doing my tasks of the day, the next thing that I do is I enjoy myself for a couple of hours. I blast music, I dance, and I just dance until I can't dance anymore. And then at that point, I drink ice cold water and I eat ice cold fruit while I finish doing my lesson planning. So I'm here doing PowerPoints like 2 a.m, listening to Can You Feel My It is amazing, I love it. At like 2 a.m, and then I do my lesson planning, I set up everything and I'm done. So she sends me off with some fruit, perfectly ripe nectarines. I was like, straight into the fridge, ready for when the dance party is over. And then I get back and then it's as if it wasn't enough, I go to buy some healthy sweets because I've been eating better and I've been actually drinking water these days. I've been really good. I've been trying to drink more water, okay? And so I now go to the shops to buy some healthy snacks because I know that myself, I will start thinking about what I want to cook at like 2, not cook actually because I don't cook it in the morning. I will eat like a salad. I eat a lot of cold meals, you know. I actually enjoy eating cold meals more than hot meals. Really weird, really strange. But anyway, unless it's on the fire, because then if it's on the fire, especially on a real naked flame with some coals, with some wood and I need some smoke, I need some coals, you know. I go to get some snacks, right? I go to get some snacks. And as if my day wasn't good enough, my content creation, their content creation, good food, good music. Oh yeah, because one of the other things, one of the girls was like, she was like, do you dance? Because we talked about lots of stuff, and she was like, do you dance? I was like, yeah. She's like, do you want to teach each other some dance moves? I was like, finally, I'm sick of every time anybody discovers I'm a dancer, show us a dance move. I hate it. It's so annoying. Like, it's so annoying. Are you prepared to pay me how much I was being paid? I was being paid up to £35 per hour in London to teach dance. Are you prepared to pay me what I'm owed when you're asking me to show you a dance move? But instead of asking me to show her and making it weird, she was like, let's teach each other some dance moves. I'll teach you this and you teach me. And I was like, yes. This is what I've been praying for. So I'm here. So we already had that. I didn't talk about that. But anyways, fast forward back to, I go to the shops to get some snacks. And the snacks are snacking. There's lots of great deals. And as if it wasn't good enough, bearing in mind that it's like 10 p.m. So my dreams came true in the form of the slushie. The slushie. I walked into my favorite corner shop, my favorite convenience store. I always go there, but I have to rush there because they shut at 11, which is so inconvenient because I would prefer to go there around midnight, around 1 a.m, right? And I'm in the middle of my dance party vibes. But they shut at 11, so I'm like trying to get there, make sure I get there in time before they shut. And little did I know that they are doing slushies at nighttime. So I say to the guy, I'm buying all this stuff in the shop, these snacks, right? So I can fill my little snack bag that I have, right? That keeps me going. And so he's there, like, my healthy snacks, this is, right? And also I've already got fruit in the fridge because I took some fruit from the fridge. So I'm basically like, you know, on cloud a million. And then this guy, I say to him, I was like, by the way, if this is going to be here every night, I'm going to be here every night. Like, if the slushie machine is there, because other places, they like shut it down when it gets dark because people don't want to slushie at night time, but I do. So I was like, of course, we shut late, so of course we're going to have the shop open. And then he's like, taste it and tell me what you think of the recipe. Like, do you think that we should change? Is it too sweet? What do you think of the amount of ice? And I was just like, are you my husband? Like, at this point, like, are you the man? Because you're going to ask me what I want how I want my slushie. Ain't nobody asked me that before. This is flirting. You are flirting with me, sir. So I'm blushing at being asked about how I want my slushie. And I was just like, this is the best day ever. And I was thinking, and I'm now going to still get to go and tell to my people. And the funny thing is, this whole situation with this YouTube channel, it's like a complete side quest. Like, no one knows about this. And it's not even in this town where I'm in right now. It's not even here. So I'm just going off on this side quest every like once or twice a week, like doing all of this content creation, vibesing, having dinner, you know, being a part of the family. And it's so funny because, excuse me, whenever I like get around other people, it's like when I was at the rock festival, right? Let me tell you guys about that. I made a video about that, but I don't want to release that video because it got a bit deep, and it's just like I want you guys to think about this all in a great way, because it was actually good, because it just made me realize I need to raise my standards of friends and I need to get rid of some of my friends. So that was the conclusion. But here's what happened. So on Saturday, I decided to go to a rock festival because my producer, by the way, that is actually demonic, I think, devil horns. But anyway, I rebuke myself in the name of Jesus. So I go to this rock festival because the guy who's producing my song, very patient man, very, very patient, because I am recording a song for the first time. I'm not like my one friend who's right now currently doing musical theatre in one country in one language, she's going to be in another country in a different language, and she's going to be in another country all in this 1 year, as you know, doing musical theatre and a lead role with her face all over everywhere. By the way, that was crazy when I went to Italy to see her face like everywhere, like her face everywhere was crazy, and like little girls coming up to her asking for an autograph, and I was like thinking, because the funny thing about me and my friends, especially the ones in the industry, is we never talk about stuff. We're always talking about like what's going on in our actual lives. So I got one friend doing that, and then my other friend who's like currently working on like I don't know how many albums all at once, trying to find singers from all over the world. She's got to fly to here. She's telling me, oh yeah, actually I was just in America the other week because I had to do this and I'm looking for this type of people, and oh yeah, this famous person asked me if I would come and sing on their tour. And I'm just like, and then there's me who can't get through one song, who hasn't been to the studio in 3 weeks because I'm scared. So I go to support. This is what I'm saying all of this to say that how patient this poor man is, because I'm having a hard time. Okay, I'm having a really hard time. So I was like, I have to go and support him. He's doing his own set. He's doing a set with his band, which for me is like Bad Omens is currently my favorite rock band. Second to that is their band, and it's only second because I'm waiting to see more what they do, because some of their songs are a bit too positive and happy and lovely and like joyous for my liking. So I go to support them. I really want to see them. I see them, I see him, I say hello, I do my support thing, because I'm like, I have to support this guy because he's just amazing, and how patient he is with me, because I need somebody with that patience. I'm not ready for this. I'm really jumping in at the deep end, and I'm trying my best, and it's really hard. So I go to support him, and he's all like, yeah, we need to finish your song. And he's like, actually, I finished adding all the extras, because we finished the demo, as in like the song, just like the piano from start to finish, it's done the last time I was in the studio. So he's been adding his whatever. He's like, oh, I need to send you the song. And I was like, so I go to this rock festival, end up making friends, because I end up talking to somebody, and they're like, oh, but I can't remember the conversation. Oh yeah, it started because I was asking if these guys were finished with their set yet or whatever. Fast forward, I gain a whole new friendship. I gain a friendship group, okay? This huge friendship group. There's like all these guys, all these girls. They invite me. They're like, yeah, you should come with us. Because like, oh, I just came just to like see, you know, so-and-so and so-and-so. Because I knew one of the other guys in the band as well. Crazy story how I know him from school. And he recognized me, but I didn't recognize him because he's got a beard now. But he's the guitarist on the band. He's amazing. He is one of the best electric guitarists I've heard in my entire life. If not the best. He is just amazing, right? Bearing in mind, I want you guys to remember that I was with world-class musicians this time last year in Italy, okay? So I am there, like, I'm made a friendship group, so all of a sudden we're dancing to the music at the rock festival. We're playing all these random games, like just these random wholesome games. You know, you just play random games, people just suggesting stuff. And also, I really am like very open-minded when it comes to just doing stuff. So we have a whale of a time. Fast forward, I end up losing my phone, which we then found. Fast forward, I end up going home at like 2, 3 in the morning, and it was one of the best days ever. And the best part is, there was never any risk in any of the things that I mentioned of seeing anybody I didn't want to see, A, because they were not there, like, and or local or whatever, but B, because they wouldn't want to be there. But like, just this whole new vibe of just like being around people that are actually my people is amazing. Like, and I'm having the greatest time. Okay, yesterday I was feeling very depressed, and like I had nothing to give, and like I've got nothing to show for everything that I've done, because I do kind of feel like that, to be honest. When I say I have nothing to show for it, what I mean is like, okay, that's actually such a big lie. Because even today, and it was cool because these guys were asking me questions, and about like, so who did you ever get to work with and what were you doing in London? So when I was like telling them about how I got invited to Eventbrite HQ because I did an event for International Women's Day, and how I had to sign an NDA because I couldn't tell everybody about all the projects, and there was like high level people like in high positions that were invited, and I was like, how the hell am I here? When I got to creative direct at Sony Entertainment, this was all in central London, and like it was so nice to be around people who wanted to know like about what I'd done, but not even that, but they were actually happy for me. Like, and I was just like, oh, this is so nice, and they were like, that's so cool. And then we're all just talking about like how we're going to build and grow, and like the take home message of all of this as well, just to like have a little moment of a little bit of seriousness. Sorry, I'm really like scratching my legs right now because all these bug bites from where I was out in a freaking skirt at the Rock Festival. My flipping mini skirt, right, and whatever, and yes, I got bug bites all over my legs. But yeah, so what was I gonna say? The crazy thing about all of this stuff that's happening is, as all these things are just going on, and I'm having all these side quests, and like obviously these are side quests to what the Lord is actually doing. That's the funny part. I'm telling you, I'm not telling anyone, and I'm not told anyone about what God is really doing in my life. Like, I'm just here. Oh, I forgot to mention. Now we are the night before. This week I'm going to be teaching. And now that paper 1 is done, we're now in half term, and it's paper 2, paper 3 season. We're finished with the baby milk, right? The first exams, I can't be bothered, right? I like them, like whatever. I'm looking forward to us to get into the meat, because these exams are harder. So I'm about to be in my bag teaching. That's why I'm not even worried. I've already prepped and planned, and I'm ready for the harder exams. So I'm excited actually for teaching this week. I'm doing extra revision lessons. I'm doing extra this, that, and the other. You know, so today was like, you know, one of those days where I just, whatever. So from tomorrow morning, I'm going to be teaching the youth of tomorrow and helping them to bring out their greatness and their shine. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the exam season. And guess what? Anyway, my students, they're like not even stressed anymore. Like the week before exams, they were all panicking and started to panic about exams. Then now they've been doing the exams, they can remember all the questions, they're telling me everything. They're not even stressed anymore. They're not even stressed because they're like, I know what to do. And they can tell me the same skills that I've been teaching them. Tell me why you did this. Explain to me your answer and why this and why not that. Because I critique their answers, because critique is an important part of being a scientist and a mathematician. Because when you're a scientist, like when you guys see my research project, if you heard the way my lecturers spoke to me, and I had the 2 most difficult members of staff, which was my own supervisor, the absolute amazing Dr. John D. Tandy, one of the most brutal, by the way, of all the scientific staff. One of the reasons why I loved him so much, but an absolute sweetheart, Dr. Kevin Devine. I forgot to mention him. And he looked like a classic scientist at uni. He had like this long white hair that never seemed to change its position, and he always had this bottle with orange juice in it, and the orange juice was always halfway through the bottle, and it was always the same bottle, and we were always all convinced that he never drinks out of this bottle. We had all these conspiracies about him, and his lectures were so funny because, first of all, they'd be like 800 slides long for no reason, and then the background would be grey and the writing would be white. I couldn't understand anything. But he was a genius. He just wasn't good at technology. Like he needed someone to help him with the technology part, but he was really smart and one of the most difficult to please. So I had those 2, and I went first before anybody else. My name was first on the list. It's just the way these men critiqued. I remember the first time we had to present to my university lecturers, and they were all there, there was like 6 or 7 of them men. Imagine me, and like 20 years old, whatever. And I'm having to defend my work presentation in front of a class of all scientists. And people already don't think that I deserve to be there because I'm the girl who's doing dance and cheer, who shows up in my captain jacket and who rushes off at the end of lesson because I've got to go to cheer or I've got to go to dance. So no one takes me seriously anyway. And then on top of that, all of the academic staff are there, all these men, right? We're doing our presentations, and I remember all of us felt it was brutal the way these guys critiqued us, because they're really nice all the time, but as soon as we like have to defend our work, they're like, so I see here, can you go down to slide 5? Yeah, I see here, can you go to that reference? So that reference, you've got a reference from 2009, but that's a while ago. Did you bother to actually check if there was anything that was more recent? And we were like, since when do you talk to us like this? It was amazing. It was one of the most best things I ever went through in my life because I love the critique. Like, it's one of the reasons why I know how to self-critique so well and why I'm a winner. Right, so I critique my students. They don't like, it's uncomfortable at first, which it is. But then when you are telling me the answer, and I'll be like, at the end of it, I'll be like, so are you sure that that's correct? Yeah. I was like, you sure you don't want to double check again? No, I don't. Good, because you're right. That's the right energy to have to take into your exams. Because so much of the maths, especially and chemistry, if you understand the basis, there's certain specific things that if you understand them, there are ways you can double check if your answer is correct. All of algebra, pretty much, you can, there's so many ways as well, algebra specifically and other topics, you can double check with before, you can walk away knowing that your answer is right because you have ways to check it if you think logically. So my students and us this week is about to be amazing. We're about to be having a whale of a time. I'm about to be doing as many extra hours as I can possibly imagine. I don't care about how much I'm being paid. I don't physically care. I don't care. I love doing what I do. Although I hope this is my last exam season because they should not have to sit these exams. It's just completely unreasonable. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So we're prepping. They're off this week, so there's no exams this week. So it's going to be pure hardcore revision, you know, and pure hardcore revision is so good for you because you have to learn how to put when you, and I say this to students, every single time you're not in an exam, but you're in an intense environment, you're preparing yourself for other more intense environments. So I try to have a lot of intensity here and there throughout the year. So it's not like they just go through the year and they just have these easy lessons and all of a sudden they've got like a 2-week intense period, but more that like you're used to the intensity and like what you do when you feel a little bit stressed or you feel a little bit overwhelmed, or you feel a little bit tired. Like how do you still perform and be competent at what you do at that level? So that's why this week I'll definitely, you know, be a bit more heavy-handed with the lessons and be like, you know, calling them out, because then when they come into the exams, they'll come out of a week like this and then they'll be like, wait a minute, like this is actually fine. And that's what happened last time, like the last couple of weeks when they were doing the first papers, because then I asked them, so how was your exams? How's the exams going? Yeah, it was fine. And this exam they've got coming up next, the next maths exam, is the one that I got when I did it like 10, 11 years ago, 97% by myself, because I wasn't happy with how I did in the first one. And so the second one I was like, I have to have a new strategy. And that's when I learned my exam strategy, because I just did my own thinking and I realized I rushed through, I'd make silly mistakes. So the next time I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to double check. And I explain it to the students like this. As you go through a paper, it should be like listening to classical music. The pace in which you should go and the speed at which your brain should be moving, like listening to classical music. And they always laugh when I say it, but I know they get it now. So yeah, guys, I'm having a whale of a time right now. I'm having an absolute whale of a time. I'm going to sign off because it's now time, because I've now got new songs on my playlist from today. So I need to listen to the new songs on my playlist. I need to burn off some steam because, yeah, I know, yeah. And then get to my lesson planning at whatever hour of the morning that I do, because I just live a weird, strange life. And then wake up tomorrow and it's time to attack these exams for the kids, because they deserve it. It's not their fault that they're being put in this stupid system. It's not their fault at all. And I refuse for any child who works with me to feel any type of like, I can't speak for the rest of their subjects, but if I teach them math and science, also biology's coming up. Thank God I don't have to teach biology. Thank God. And if you want to understand in very plain terms why I don't like biology, because biology is just too many words. You guys already know that like speaking and language is not my thing. Also because there's so much nuance, there's so much connotation, malarkey that goes on with words, right? Translation. So I don't like how it's like in glucose plus whatever. It's like C6H12O6. Just call it what it is. C6H12O6 plus H2, like whatever it is. Just say the chemical formula, but then no, biology say an aerobic respiration, this and this, and then the chlorophyll. And I'm like, it's like this whole vitamin A, vitamin. What is it? Just tell me the freaking chemical formula, because then calling it vitamin D doesn't tell me nothing. You know what would? If you said the name of what it is. If you said out the name of what it is, and I teach the kids about this as well, and how they can read ingredients on labels of stuff that they have, like, and they can see what something is based on the way that it's named. I'm trying to see if I've got something here that I can give you an example of. Yeah, see, vitamin A, vitamin B, failure. Anywhere else? Here. And we got something here. Let's see if we got some vitamin B12. Phenylalanin. Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah, like all of these things, they just give you these shortened name, sodium benzoate. Okay, so I could draw you what a sodium benzoate is. It's in this boost. Because it's called sodium benzoate, I could draw that for you just because of understanding what it says, as opposed to being called something else like vitamin C, vitamin L. Who? And also, who decided it's A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and L? Like, so that's my issue with biology. Like, I like the numbers, I like the equations, because usually numbers and equations, they make the amount you have to write significantly less. When you have to write a chemical equation, it's short. When you have to write all this biological stuff, I remember at the end of my biology exams, this wasn't GCSE but A level, there would be an essay question. You'll be given all these lines. I'm like, I'm doing science and you're asking me to write an essay. This is in English. Explain how the electron transport chain works. And I could just write like 5 or 6 probably chemical equations in a chemistry exam. In a chemistry exam, I could just write 5 or 6 balanced equations. And maybe 1 or 2 lines in biology. And then the electron transfers between where's the window that I need to jump out from, and make sure it's like the 100th floor. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because my biology teacher, do you know what? Biology people, they all look the same. Like, I want to say something. I do have respect for biology. It's just not my thing. I want to be very clear. I do have respect for biology. I do have respect for it. It's just not my thing. But it just makes me laugh how a lot of biology people have stuff in common. And the thing that made me laugh the most about biology is in the Spider-Verse movies, Doc Ock, which there's Doc Ock's, I guess, daughter, is a woman. And she's a biologist. She looks exactly like my A-level biology teacher. And I just find that so funny. She looks exactly like my A-level. Now, my A-level biology teacher was an absolute sweetheart. And the only good thing about those lessons, because also the biology exams were a scam as well. That's a conversation for another day. Anyways, guys, I've been talking forever. My slushie is melting. Okay, the dancing shoes are calling me. And so the exams. So I'm going to go off. Enjoy the beauty of what was today. And yeah, I just had to share because just what a good day. What a nice time to be alive. And it's just funny because I know what's going to happen like after this, because it's already happening in the background. Like when people see that, like all the success that's happening and the people that I'm around and how they're succeeding as well. I know some people from the past are going to act like, oh, you've changed or you didn't include us. But like everything that I'm doing now is everything I did before. It's just that the people I'm doing it with actually value me, and the people I'm doing it with are actually ready to actually do stuff and ready to win in their life. And so where I've always since I was a kid believed in we all win together. I've never wanted to be above people. I've never wanted to like feel better than anyone. I've never needed that. I've always wanted, like, let's all win together. Like, let's all be supporting each other. Let's all be doing that. So I'm finding a season where that's happening. It's just that some people are going to be salty. And we were talking about that today, about how people will be there commenting on how you changed and all, like how they want this or whatever, or supporting you after you succeed. Like they weren't the ones who had the first opportunity. And then when they see who you're with now, it's, oh, you changed. Oh, you don't this and you don't that. But it's like, but where was you, baby, when I was doing all this stuff by myself? Or where was you? Because that's what happens to me all the time. Every winning season, people that knew about stuff I was doing were never there, or making it hard, or doing whatever, will pop up as if like, now we want to help because now we can see you succeed. It's like, yeah. And I realized even recently that some people, the way they're talking to me right now, they're talking to me again like as if I'm not going to amount to nothing. And I'm like, everything I talk about, even my job, teaching, these are side quests. No one knows what I've really got going on in the Lord, and I'm not going to share. I'm not even going to share, because you know why? If life's a game, let's play to win. I don't need to share, because Jesus died on the cross and Jesus loves me. So who cares? Who actually cares? And also, I'm going to continue to share in all my wins and all my happiness, because I want to invite everybody in. Shout out to the winning team. I can't believe we hit 600 subscribers. This is crazy. I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I just want you to know as well, while I'm saying all of this, that winning is for everybody. I truly want to see us all win. I truly want to see you all win. I want to be there basking in your shine, just the same as I get to bask in the shine of so many people that I've met in the last like couple years. So I hope that message was interesting and funny, because yeah, Crazy. God bless you all. God loves you all. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one.